And I want all of you to hear this. No amount of money will ever make you wealthy.
Here's the best lesson I can give you on economics. It's very simple. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. That's about as simple as I can put economics. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. Now, it takes time to bring value to the marketplace. However, we do not get paid for time. So we cross that out. Mistakenly, the man says, I'm making about $20 for an hour. Not true. If that was true, you could just stay home, right, and have him send your money. So that's not true. We don't get paid for time. We get paid for value brought to the marketplace. Now, since that's true, here's one of the key questions of my talk to you today. Is it possible to become twice as valuable to the marketplace and make twice as much money in the same time? Is that possible? The answer is yes.
If you want to be wealthy, you have to do more for your clients than who? Than anyone else. You have to add more what? That is the entire secret to wealth in business. If you want it in one sentence, it's simple. Do more for others than anyone else is doing, add more value, and you will own them and you will own the marketplace. He goes, you know what I'm going to do, Tony? When everybody else is shrinking, I'm going to add more value. So all the high-end people are going to see I'm doing more, and they're going to come to me. And this down period is going to be the most important period of my entire career. Because when the economy comes back and those guys start giving services, I already own these people. They're not going to leave me. I'm their home. You got to ask yourself, what do I do to add more value? And many of you think adding more value means cutting your prices or doing something of that nature. Sometimes adding value is raising your price. It's crazy. Raising your price can increase your sales if it's the right piece. Now, if you raise your price and do more, no question that could be the right thing in some cases. Some of you, your market is the cheapest price. Maybe it's time to change that business model, because unless you're Walmart or Amazon or somebody that can do things at massive volume and lose money and sustain it, you might need a thing called a margin. If you're going to be successful in business, you want a high margin. High margins come from high human needs being met.
Could you become 3 times as valuable as you might be right now to the marketplace and make 3 times as much money in the same time? And the answer is yes. 5 times, 10 times? Of course. Now, there's some key questions to ask here. Why would the marketplace pay someone only $5 an hour? Very simple answer. They're not very valuable to the marketplace. Now, we must underline to the marketplace. This person might be a very valuable brother, yes. Member of the family, valuable, yes. Valuable member of the church, of course. Valuable citizen of the country, yes. Valuable in the sight of God, no doubt. We're all of equal value in the sight of God. But if you're not very valuable to the marketplace, you don't get much money. You say, well, it shouldn't be that way. Well, then you got to start your own country. You know, this one's been in process for 200 years, and this is the best we've been able to come up with so far. Now, why would the marketplace pay some people $500 an hour? Evidently, this person must be much more valuable to the marketplace. That's what's important to understand, to the marketplace. And would the marketplace pay one person $80 million for 1 year's work? And the answer is, of course. If you helped a company make $1 billion, would they pay you $80 million? I'm telling you, it is possible. And that's why America is so exciting. That's why this financial ladder is so exciting. It's possible for all of this to come true for all of you, no matter where you start. As a student in school, just getting started out there in the workplace, this is all possible for you.
Now, Steve's a dear friend of mine, and when he was building the Wynn, I'll never forget, he was at my home in Sun Valley. I'd just gotten to meet him. It was New Year's, and everybody else was standing watching the fireworks, and I was sitting at the table, and I was basically doing a brain melt, sucking out of his brain everything I possibly could. How do you think about this? What do you do? How do you market? And here's what I learned from Steve. People don't buy products. They buy feelings. People don't buy products. They buy states. People don't buy products. They buy identities.
Now, Mr. Shoaff gave me the clue on how to climb this ladder as high as I wanted to climb. Now, we're talking primarily economics here. There's a lot of other ways to become valuable to your family, valuable to your friends, valuable to the community, valuable to the team, right? Valuable to the team effort, valuable to the concert. But here's what he said to me. In climbing this ladder economically, all you have to do is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Once I heard that, it made sense to me. I kept hoping that everything else would change around me, found out that if I went to work on myself, worked on my skills, worked on my language, if I became better than I was each year, if I grew in skills and language and vocabulary and competence, then I would become attractive to the marketplace.
And what I learned from him is, how many of you know the 6 human needs? Let me see your hands. Raise your hand if you know the 6 human needs. So real quick, for those who've never heard it before, what's the first need that all human beings have? It's not a goal, it's not a desire, it's a need. What is it, quick? Certainty. Everyone has a need for certainty, that they can avoid pain, or ideally they can have some pleasure, but that's a survival instinct. If you have total certainty all the time, you will feel completely what? Bored. So what's the second human need? Quick. Uncertainty, which another word for uncertainty is variety. The need for surprise. Who here loves surprises? Say aye. Both, you like the surprises you want, right? Surprises you don't want, you call problems, but you need them too to be alive, and business provides plenty of variety, right? What's the third human need? The need to feel significant. Significant is the third human need, to feel significant, unique, special, important, significant. Who has the need to feel significant? Who? Who? Everybody. What do people say? I don't want to feel significant. That's how they get significance, by saying, I don't need significance. I'm more unique than you. You have the significance, I don't. Some people get significance by buying a $500,000 or $1 million car. Some people get significance by saying, I don't spend any money. I don't need a nice car. I'm so special, I don't need a nice car. It's called a reverse ego symbol. Same need, they just go about it a different way. But if you're totally significant and unique and special, that feels good, but then you feel alone, because the fourth human need is the need for connection and love. Who needs connection and love? Everybody. And by the way, those first needs everybody gets. Certainty, uncertainty or variety, significance. Even if you have to make up stories about yourself, you'll find a way to feel significant, right? And a feeling of connection, if not love. The final two needs are the needs of the spirit. You must grow is number 5. You grow or you. If a business is not growing, what is it doing? That's a fact. There's no such thing as a stable business. You're growing or you're dying. There's no plateau that you can stay at and stick around. And lastly, number 6, you got to grow. And with what you grow, you have to contribute, because everything in the universe is either growing or dying. Everything in the universe is contributing, or it's eliminated by evolution, if nothing else. We're made for that. Now, having said that, when I was with Steve that night, I explained these 6 needs, and as I'm explaining them, he grabs me physically by the shoulder. He goes, that one. And I just said significance. He goes, that's where I've made all of my money in my entire life. He said, people will pay disproportionately to feel significant than for any other need. He said, people will spend more money. People want love, but they think they'll get love if they're significant, or at least they'll get laid if they're significant.
From my teacher, Mr. Shoaff, who said to me, we don't have to change what's going on out there. That's the wind that's blowing. All we have to do is change what's going on in here. And now there's several ways to do that on personal development. And let me give you those ways. Here's the first one. We must learn from personal experience. Pretty simple. Learn from what happens to you. Take a look back over the last few months. Did you make some mistakes? How could you correct those for the future? Take a look back over the last year. Have you done it right or done it wrong? Let's correct it for the next year. Learn from your personal experience. Mr. Shoaff asked me when I first met him, he said, Mr. Owen, how are you doing? You've been out there now 6 years. And I said, I'm not doing very well. He said, I suggest you not do that anymore. What a simple, swift analysis to my situation. He said, if you keep doing it, the next 6 years will be like the last 6. You don't want that to happen. Let's make the changes. So learn from your personal experience. Now, here's number 2, why I came to share this video experience with you today. And that, I call it OPE, other people's experiences. That's me, other people. That's your teacher, other people. That's your friends and colleagues, other people. The people you meet that can pass along to you their experiences, what's happened to them, the mistakes they made, how they corrected them, how they changed their health and changed their bank account and changed their income and changed their future. That's it, other people. Now, there's two kinds of people to learn from. One is failures. It's too bad failures don't give seminars, right? That would be valuable. Bring your notebook. Have them tell you how they lost it all and threw it all away, threw their health away and threw their friendships away and things didn't work out well. That would be valuable. But now then we must also learn from positive, people that have done well. They've got the health, and so we ask them, how did you become so healthy? They've got the skills, so we ask them, how did you become this skillful? They've got the income, so we ask them, how did you get here in such a short period of time? So now here's what's important in personal development. In learning from other people, we learn, number one, by observation. We learn what we see. We watch people that are successful in what they do. In sports, we watch their disciplines. In business, we watch their disciplines. By observation, what we can see. The reason I created this video is something that you could see someone's experiences translated for you. Second, we learn by what we hear. I've got some of my lectures on cassette tapes, so you know you can take them with you wherever you go and learn by listening.